Okay, we're going to talk about the driver performance evaluation sheet. Every state's a little bit different. This is kind of a general sheet. And then I'm going to have you put in your questions. I'm going to spend some time on this. If you really want to become a good driver, this is what you're going to look at and do your best on. Sorry, give me 1 second. Let me stop sharing. So it's really important that you do your best. So let's talk about the pre-driving checklist, right? Driver side window. Your window should be able to go up and down. Your windshield should not be cracked. You'll lose points if you won't have a car that has windows that does not work, or your windshield or back windows cracked. You have to have operating mirrors, rear view mirror, turn signals front and back. They have to work. If your turn signal light is out, then you have to get that fixed. Brake lights, obviously, if your brake lights don't work, people can't see. And then if they can't see, they won't really, if they can't see, you're going to get hit. Tires need to be in operation. You shouldn't have steel bands. They shouldn't have ball spots in them. Foot brake, your pad should be fine. Your horn needs to work. That's how you communicate. Emergency or parking brake, that needs to work. Arm signals, if your turn signals don't work, you can put your arm out. Your windshield wipers, they may say turn on the wipers, defroster, emergency, flashers, headlights, obviously, passenger door, glove compartment, and seatbelt. Those things make up your pre-drive checklist. And, we go through that. I have you come in, close your door, put on your seatbelt. That's extremely important that you know what to do and how to do that. So next, let's talk about critical driving errors. As your instructor, I'm looking for you. Don't hit the curb. Hit a curb, that's automatic failure. If you hit a curb in the driver's side car, you could blow out the front tire or rear tire because you're going to pierce the sidewall against the curb. I've had students do that before. Disobey traffic signs or signals. Yellow, if we can stop safely in 3 seconds, we need to do that. We always want to err on the side of caution. A driver's side car should never be speeding. Disobey safety of passengers or safety of the vehicles. You shooting a gap in a left turn. You making a hazardous maneuver going through a roundabout. You didn't yield. A car has to swerve. You speed under or over. Some of you drive 10 under the limit, which is very dangerous. One or two you drive over. We're not going to mention names, but your speed will even out. Auxiliary equipment used. Lane violation. Some of you are still hugging your right or left lanes. Just relax your arms. Take your time. Let's talk about parking lot driving for a moment. Okay. Do you check traffic? A lot of you don't. You're going to be driving to school. Schools are one of the most hazardous places that all of you will go. So as an instructor, I want to make sure you're prepared. We start off in the school zones, and I really want you to just do your best. And it's got to look, entering, forward, exiting, do you check traffic? A lot of you don't look left and right. That tells me we're going to get hit. I have to make emergency maneuver, so I try to plan ahead. If you don't look, I hit the brake on you. You have to look. And then some of you are like, why are you doing that? Well, you're not looking and we're going to get hit. And then you look at me and, oh, okay. You got to signal 100 feet, a half a block. I'm using Emma and Abigail as examples. They signal early, 100 feet, a half a block. They're very consistent. That tells me they're ready to drive. A lot of you turn the blinker on, you don't, or you turn it on too late. If you turn it on too late, we're going to get rear-ended. You turn it on too early, we're going to confuse drivers. Speed, you want to maintain good speed control, be within the speed limit, good spacing, downtown areas, watching people in cars. We don't want to hug the right, we'll break off a mirror. We don't want to be over to the left lane, we'll sideswipe someone. Lane positioning is really important. People don't always park perfect, so we have to kind of be ready for anything. Let's talk about merging. A lot of you don't check traffic. More of you will be going on the expressway this weekend. So this tells me if you don't look over your shoulder, you're going to sideswipe a car. You're going to sideswipe a truck. That is really scary for a beginning driver because if you're scared, you're never going on the freeway again. So you have to look over your shoulder. Let's talk about signaling. Again, 100 feet or half a block. Let people see you. Good spacing. If you're going too slow and out of your lane, a car's got to swerve. And they will hit us before they will swerve. Lane positioning, some of you still kind of hook the right a little bit or hook the left. We want to clean that up. You clean that up by driving. Steering control, some of you are still struggling with steering control. You don't turn the wheel because you're really nervous. And if you don't turn the wheel, the car will go in the wrong lane. And then I have to rescue you because our car's making a left turn. We're making a right turn. You go in the left lane. It's going to be your fault. So I don't want to see you cry. I don't want to see you get a ticket. But you guys are scared to turn the wheel. Turn the wheel, stay in your lane positioning. Let's talk about exiting, checking traffic. Some of you are not looking around. We're doing back and maneuvers, crossing main thoroughfares. You got to look. I try not to put you in dangerous situations where you got to shoot a gap really quick. You'll do that 2, 3, 4 months from now, but most beginning drivers drive very slow. You're not really going to do your traffic checks. So we have to be really careful and not get hit. Signal, again, 100 feet, half a block. Exiting, sometimes most of you go too slow. We'll get hit because drivers are doing 35 or 45. Lane positioning, you still kind of hug the right because you're kind of scared to pull out in traffic. Exiting, you still squeeze the steering wheel. So I'm trying to give you some comparisons of what I've seen. But then I'm going to have you put in some questions. Intersections. One of the most important things and most misunderstood things, a lot of you don't check traffic. Some of the highest is an 8. I would give some of you a 3 or a 2. Let's use Abigail and Emma. They're around a 5 or a 6, okay, because they're looking. More of you are driving, you're around a 3 or a 4. But the good ones are at that 7 and 8. Abigail will be about that 7 or 8. She's starting to do it without me even telling her. And that's a good thing, but I still watch. Speed control. Most of the time, Abigail's right up to speed pretty quick. I like that. Some of you accelerate very slow. So this is why we don't pull out in front of traffic and rely on you to push the gas because sometimes you won't. Yield. I think most of you yield at the open intersections, driving in the neighborhood. A lot of you stop unnecessarily. You're tapping the brake, tapping the brake. That confuses other drivers. It makes them very angry at us. You do that unintentionally. So some of you are at that 2 and 3. You keep tapping the brake for nothing. Some of you, 8 is better. Some of you are at a 6 or a 7. Stopping. Some of you stop too late. And that's a 1 or a 2. Some of you, because you'll hit a car. Some of you stop too early. That's a 3 or 4. So you haven't learned to judge distance yet, but you will. Full stop. Most of you can fully stop, but some of your foot is not fully on the brake pedal. You want to use the ball of your foot. Gap or line limit. Some of you still are hesitant when it's clear to go. And I'm trying to empower you, but your fear holds you back. So I have to tell you, it's okay. You can go. Checking traffic. Some of you still don't check traffic because you're nervous and scared. So I have to check for you, but I'm really driving for you and you're not driving. So you have to take that initiative to really look because I want you to drive. Mom and dad want you to drive. But the first and second lesson, I'm kind of holding your hand, putting you through the process, telling you when to turn, how to turn, where to look. But as soon as you start learning around second or third lesson, you're going to take off. Business and residential, business. Hold on, my mouse is acting up. Okay, business, residential, downtown areas, you got to check that traffic. You got to see where you're going. You got to have good spacing. There are delivery trucks, lane changes. Some of you are not looking over your shoulder, or some of you look over your shoulder too long and you drift out of your lane. Some of you hug the right or left. Everyone's a little bit different. Backing, you guys don't look out of your back window. And then you're going to back into something. You've got a signal. If you're backing into the right, you should turn on your right turn signal. If you're backing to the left, turn on your left turn signal. Parallel parking, we work pretty hard on this. We line the car up. We turn the wheel all the way to the right. Most of you can do that, but we still have to work on it. Turns, this is the biggest area where I see all of you need help. It's turns. Some of you don't check traffic. We're going to get hit. And us making left turns, I don't put your ability in my life. I tell you what to do. And as I should, because I'm your instructor. I tell you when to go. I tell you when it's clear, because you might guess and we get killed. Right turns are a little bit more forgiving because traffic is coming across our face, but a lot of you still don't look. And if you pull out in front of a car and we get hit, it's your fault. You have to signal. A lot of you freeze. And I know this from experience. I'm trying to help you. Lane usage, some of you are in the wrong lane. I try to set you up. Some of you still stop unnecessarily because you're nervous. You don't know what to do. We want to pull up to the middle of the intersection. When it's clear, we yield, we look, we check, we go. Stopping, some of you stop too late, meaning you go past the stop line and a crosswalk, or some of you stop too early, a block, like a car length away. Some of you with the gap, you panic when you should be going through. Turn completing, some of you still don't check traffic. You might have to yield for a pedestrian. A lot of you turn too short. You're going to hit the curb. And some of you turn too wide, making that right turn, and you are scared to turn the wheel, and you go in the wrong lane. Driver improvement checklist. Do you stop behind the line? Most of you do. Make a smooth stop. Some of you still slam the brake. Next. Lane usage. Some of you are still in the wrong lane because you don't know, you don't have the experience, you hesitate a little bit. I'm just telling you the truth. Some of you still make too wide of a turn, and that's because I didn't work you hard in the second and third drive, but drive 4, drive 5, drive 6. We'll make a lot of turns. We'll merge on the freeway. We'll take our time. Hey, if this is bringing you value, give it a thumbs up. Next, a lot of you drive too far to the right. If we're going to really curve your road, you're going to go off the road because you're looking down at the line. For right turns, use most of the right of the lane. Some of you still are in the wrong lane a little bit. Lane changes, you don't cancel your blinker. You look over the wrong shoulder, which is normal. You create a space cushion after completing. So when you make a turn, you want to have space. A lot of you go too slow. I'm erring on the side of caution. A few of you go a little too fast. Traffic checks. Abigail and Emma have driven almost the most, and they make good traffic checks. So you've got to make those traffic checks. Vehicle control, some of you still kind of jerk the wheel a little bit. Use turn signals when pulling from the curb. You've got to use that blinker. Keep an adequate space cushion with the vehicles. Most of you do that. Some of you still slam the brakes because you're nervous or you're wearing the wrong shoe, wear a thin sole shoe. Some of you oversteer, and some of you do understeer a little bit too because you're new. Accept the right of way without causing confusion. Some of you don't know what to do, and I have to kind of hold your hand and say, okay, it's your turn, but you're scared to look to the left and right. If we're the first car there, we're the first car to leave. If two cars come together at the same time, the car on the right, but a lot of you freeze. And then you look at me. So I have to tell you what to do because you don't know what to do. Yield to oncoming traffic when appropriate. Most of you do that, but some people don't follow the rules. I need you to type in 3 things you learned from looking at this driver performance evaluation score sheet. Please take a moment, type in 3 things you learned or what you need to improve on. I'm really trying to help you, make you a better student, and that's part of my job as your instructor. So type those in. Hey guys, as a writing man, you're learning a lot right now. And it's really important that all of you understand that we're trying to grow you, make you better drivers. This is just a sample of some of the things I'll be putting together in a PDF file. And I could deliver this to you. This is your own checklist. So if this is some of the information, and this is our session right now, if this is some of the information you want to learn about, then you need to be putting comments in. I think this would be very helpful for any driver, beginning driver, intermediate driver, a checklist, because these are the checklists I go through when I'm driving teens, when I'm driving adults. It's very comprehensive. I'm looking for vision, turning, and this will make you better. There's a link in my bio. You can order an ebook. You can set up a coaching call with me. We're going to be putting more digital products in. And you need to buy these products because you want to become a good driver. And this is what the value is that I bring. This is our classroom portion, the in-car portion. Okay. So we're going to put some comments in. All right, I ask you guys to put some comments in. I'm just going to go down from the bottom and bring it up. Pre-driving checks. Most important thing is your headlights and taillights. You got to be seen. You can get a ticket if you have an equipment violation. A windshield is cracked. You could drive it like that a while, but eventually, if the crack is big enough, the windshield will just cave in on itself. It is a vision obstruction, and you will get a ticket. Tires are really the most important thing that separates you on the road, so you got to have good tires. And I think having crispy, good headlights. Over time, headlights do get old. They don't shine as bright. You need to invest in some good crispy headlights. Sylvania Silver Star, that's a good brand name. They might cost $20, $25, $30 for 2 headlight bulbs. They're worth investing in if you can see on the road. And I think the biggest thing driving beginning drivers at night is vision. They're scared because you can't see. And I don't want to say I'm used to it, but I'm used to it. So good headlights are really important. They don't blind other drivers. They allow you to see and be seen. You should always have on good seat belts. They usually don't wear out. Always wear them. Critical driving errors that I see, students making dangerous maneuvers, running lights. But I don't let you run lights. I will stop you because that's gambling with our lives. And I'm not going to let you gamble with me. So this is why we never get into those situations, because speed control is really important. If you drive too slow, we're either going to have to run a light or slam brakes. So I'm harping on you. Keep your speed up. Keep your speed up. Keep your speed up. And most of you do that. So now you understand why I'm harping on you to keep your speed up. Very few of you speed. Most of you do stop completely. Some of you do some rolling stops, and you're going to end up getting a ticket. I'm not a good instructor if I'm letting you do rolling stops. So you will be stopping at stop signs and looking if traffic comes, because I'll hit the brake on you. I won't take your manhood or womanhood, but I'm going to hit the brake in such a way that you have to look. This is why we have a brake. This is why your parents say, do you have a brake in the car? Do you have a steering wheel? No, I don't have a steering wheel. I don't let you strike curbs or objects, because my job as the instructor is to not allow you to damage the car and hit curbs. If you want to do that, you can do that with your mom and dad's car, and then they'll tell you really quick, you're not driving anymore. Entering the expressway, I make you get up to speed 55 or 60. If we're doing 30 in the middle of the ramp, we're too slow. We have to do at least 45 or 50, and in some cases, people are driving 70 and 75 miles an hour. So we're going to get ran over. Merging into traffic is probably the most scariest thing I've seen. A lot of you will freeze. Just like I pause, you'll freeze for 3 or 4 microseconds. And it's kind of in slow motion. You're scared. You lift. And if I see you lift your foot, I know we're in danger. So don't lift your foot when we're merging on expressway. Check your mirror. Trucks do come. Intersections. A lot of you still not looking. I'm being hard on you, because if I'm hard on you, you're going to be a really good driver. You're not really checking the intersections. I'm just giving you a bit of a review on this. You're not checking intersections enough. And if you don't check intersections enough, we're going to get hit. Cars run lights. Semi trucks go through yellow, red lights. Older people, no cap, don't see. Younger people, Not paying attention. Stopping. A lot of people blow stop signs. I'm trying to build good habits. A lot of you don't check traffic. You don't understand the yield. So we drive in the neighborhoods to teach you what to do. Backing, we do back into driveways. We do 3-point turnarounds. Lane changing, most of you do check your blind spot. I hope this was helpful to you. Look at my videos. Bye.